Given what you have learned in class and then researched on your own, what do you believe could improve the current state of education and ultimately college student success?
I believe college students need to be engaged in finishing school.
I feel like college students need to learn how to manage their time and not procrastinate on their studies.
I believe that we need to make students aware of their stressors, dysfunctional coping, and social support.
I feel that colleges need to find a way to make college less expensive for students.
Alright. Motivation teaches success. There are three components to motivation, which is desire, value, and belief. However, there are two ways that one can improve motivation in college success. Make workshops for parents. Second, teachers should engage students in interest.
A few facts that I researched is that one of the top 5 reasons college students drop out is, number 2 is poor preparation, and another one is one of the biggest stumbling blocks in time management is procrastination.
In a typical college semester, 52% of students report high stress. And in an interview of 1,249 college students, 6% report having suicidal ideation. And low social support was a predictor of that.
Colleges need to make college more affordable for students because student loan debt is the number 2 debt right under mortgages for everybody. Student loans should be the number 2.
I believe that if you manage your time correctly, you will eat right, you'll eat properly because you have time to eat, you have time to sleep, you have time to study, you have time for relaxation, so therefore you won't have stress because you'll have your studies done, you'll have your nutrition right, and you'll have enough sleep. So I feel like besides personal life, you won't be stressed out when it comes to school.
I think motivation is important than anybody else's because in order to go to college, you need motivation. That's the first step to making.
Yeah, but in order to go to college, you also need money.
But there's financial aid, grants, and scholarships for that.
But they're hard to find, and it takes forever to get financial aid.
But in order to go to college, you need motivation. To finish school, you need motivation. You need motivation for anything.
Yeah, but financial aid is part of the motivation. Because if you don't have financial aid, then you're not motivated
Well,
to go.
it is part, but I think motivation is more important than that. And I think it's more important than time management or stress.
I think that handling stress is something that would improve school because it creates dysfunctional, behavioral difficulties, low self-esteem, life dissatisfaction, and substance abuse, and we prevent students from getting to that stage so they can be successful in school.
I feel like yours is the least important of all of ours because we're talking about how to improve college system. We're already in college. We're not motivated to go because we're already in here. So we need to learn how to manage our time. Our motivation is already here because we're already in college. We already have the motivation to come. So we don't need any more. We do, but it's not as important as financial aid, stretch, time management. Because we're already motivated to go because we're here already.
I can agree. I can disagree with that because from what the research is saying is, I think after the 6 weeks of going to college, many of the people drop out. So what keeps you basically motivated to keep going to school?
My future.
Your future. But what about the other kids that dropped out?
They didn't drop out because they can't afford it.
And some do
They
that.
can't afford it, and because they're not basically motivated to do anything.
Yeah, and a lot of kids drop out because they rather party and stay out late and do no
Yeah,
work.
that's dysfunctional coping.
So why do you say that motivation is not important? If you just said
Because we're already here.
yeah.
we're
What about the
already
kids
in
at
school.
What about the kids that dropped out?
But they don't need motivation. They can
What do
also
they
need social support. They can't do it on themselves. They need some people to guide
That's
them.
why by teaching their parents how to guide them, to keep them motivated, to keep going to school, wouldn't that help? Boom.
But
Got it.
also parents.
Also, I feel like financial aid is important but I feel like there's so many grants, so many other ways you can get money.
And financial aid.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can get free money,
There's also a lot that nobody even knows about.
and that's why you need to do your research.
And how 1/3 of all applicants actually get financial aid.
I think time management is just one little part.
I think it's a big part, because
Because the
if you don't manage your time, from personal experience, I didn't manage my time my first year I was here, and I had so much freedom because I didn't have my parents to wake me up, I didn't have anything, I had to do it myself, so I didn't manage my time correctly. It's not that I wasn't motivated, it's just I didn't
What kept
manage
you
my
in school?
time.
What kept you in school?
I wanted to go to school,
Now what else? Why do you want to proceed to get a legit career?
because I want money.
And what's that?
Money?
That's motivation. You're motivated to get money.
Yeah,
You want success.
exactly, but the thing is, I'm already motivated, so why do I need to get more motivated?
It's
We're
not for
trying,
you though.
we're trying to improve college system. Why? I already have the motivation since the beginning. Why do I need more if I already have it?
Well, we're not
This is to
talking about
improve.
you.
This, I know, but
It's a
you
wrap,
know,
bro.
you're asking
It's a
me.
wrap.
Oh,
Okay, so we got time.
you're asking me motivation, and I'm telling you, I already have it since high school. Why do I need to learn motivation while I'm
When
in
I
college?
first-
I already have it.
If you have, okay,
You're
if you
asking
have
me.
it, but not anybody else though. I'm not talking about specifically you.
So you're
I'm talking
asking
about
me.
anybody
You're asking me
in college.
personal questions right now.
No, that wasn't.
But one of the main things is that you want us to teach parents, but it doesn't have to do anything with the system. I mean,
The
they
parents-
teach parents to start probably in high school.
They're work,
or-
yeah, exactly. They should start from the beginning, from high school, and then work their way up. Their parents,
Teach the parents, and the parents still won't do anything about it.
that's their parents' fault. Like, we're gonna have workshop, I would say that you
I
have
mean, you're
workshops.
having workshops for the parents, not the students.
Look, well, basically, motivation is key, but like I said before, we're already in college. We already have the motivation to be here. So now we need to learn how to manage our time. We need to learn to, first of all, we need to learn how to say no to our friends when they want to go out, and we need to manage our time. We need to eat right, sleep, get a proper 8 hours sleep, and do our studies. And if we have our studies and we have our good grades, we have enough sleep, then we won't be stressed out.
I think that they should have social support. It's not important because they can manage their time, but they can still hang out with friends that have negative influence in them.
Exactly. That's why you have time for yourself. That's why you manage your time. You get a planner and you write, from these hours I'm gonna do my homework, and from this hour I'm gonna hang out with my friends. Yes, Friday night you can go out, but make sure Saturday morning all day you do your homework. Don't just wake up Saturday and you go to the gym, you meet a friend, okay, I'm gonna go eat now. So you're not gonna have enough time. Manage time. Of course, have some time for yourself, because you can't just do 24 hours of studying and homework and work. Of course, have some time for yourself. That's part of managing your time.
And how is you going to apply that in school?
Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna get a planner and do that?
You take a workshop, you take a class, you write it down, you plan ahead.
In order to
Plan
know that
ahead.
class,
Just
what do you
because they
need?
take it doesn't mean they're actually gonna do it.
Like,
Well,
are they
they
going to
learn
keep
it.
up with it? They can forget about it.
Yeah.
That's why you learn it. That's why every teacher should give you a paper on how to manage your time and say, when are you going to do this? Say you have a test on Friday. You say, okay, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, from 9 to 10, I'm going to study. And then from 11 to this time, I'm going to do another class. And then an hour after that, you can have your break and take an hour and go with your friends and have a chat. And you also should allow flexibility for events that you can't control.
I have a time management calendar, well, week, and I don't follow it. I think that we should be able to make students be able to handle stress more, because a lot of people just fall into dysfunctional coping, and that leads to like overeating and having behavioral issues.
That isn't one of the main things that cause stress, financial aid and money.
Yeah, but money's going to take time to actually work. Like, they have to come, a lot of people have to come together to fix the economy, and that's going to take long. I think it's easier to learn how to handle stress.
I think overall, we need a little of something. And you need motivation. You need time management. You need stress, of course, and financial aid in order to succeed in college. Without motivation, you're nothing. You're not winning.
But How are you going to implement this into reality? How are you going to implement this into reality?
Teachers should be more engaged in the students' interests. That's what I believe. They should basically have a worksheet or get to know their students beforehand and let them know exactly what their interests and basically so they can be engaged in what they have to do.
I feel like they should implement it in reality because every time you're in college you have to take orientation. In any school you do orientation. But I feel like before you go to orientation, the college requires you to take a workshop on time management. Every student. If you want to go to college, you have to have like a week worth of workshop on time management, how to manage your time, and why it's good to manage your time, and why the percentage of kids that drop out because they're not prepared, and how to manage your time.
I think that they should start stress orientation in high school before they come to college because they're going to adapt to dysfunctional coping and it's going to be harder to get through to them. And also build social support so we could decrease the amount of dysfunctional coping and students committing suicide or feeling depressed.
Yeah, I think that textbooks should be available like they were in high school because it's cheaper and it's cheaper on the college. And when you pay tuition for your classes, you should spread it out through the whole semester instead of all one time, like payment plans and scholarships. There's a bunch out there that nobody knows about. They need to make scholarships more known.
Agreed.
Yeah.